ready? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to CarShield Field in beautiful O'Fallon, Missouri, for today's NAIA National Championship opening round matchup between the Eagles of Central Methodist University and the William Carey University Crusaders. We ask that all players, coaches, and spectators abide by the NAIA Champions of Character values, which are respect, integrity, responsibility, servant leadership, and sportsmanship. It's now time to meet the starters for the visitors on the scoreboard, the Eagles of Central Methodist University. Leading off, playing second base, number 1, Deshaun Cole. Batting second, playing third base, number 20, Grant Victor. Batting third, playing first base, number 9, Logan Herring. In the cleanup spot, playing shortstop, number 24, Sergio Macias. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, number 15, Mason Schwellenbach. Batting sixth, playing left field, number 32, Logan McDonald. Batting seventh, playing right field, number 2, Adrian Martinez. Batting eighth and catching, number 5, Max McKay. And batting ninth, the center fielder, number 7, Devin Garcia. The starting pitcher, number 19, Nick Merkel. The Eagles are led by head coach Nate Breland, and he is assisted by Bob Ellers, Jordan Schwellenbach, and Marco Blanchard. And now it's time to introduce today's starter for the home team on the scoreboard, the William Carey University Crusaders. Batting first, playing center field, number 6, Blake Freeman. Batting second, playing second, number 5, Jay Johnston. Batting third, the designated hitter, number 29, Sloan Dieter. Batting cleanup, playing left field, number 12, R.J. Stinson. Batting fifth and catching, number 11, McGreer O'Bannon. Batting sixth, playing first base, number 24, Jake Lissette. Batting seventh, playing shortstop, number 4, Jordan Zouch. Batting eighth, playing third base, number 17, Ty Richey. Batting ninth, playing right field, number 7, Patrick Lee. And the starting pitcher for the Crusaders, number 10, Jay Simpson. The Crusaders are led by head coach Bobby Halford, and he is assisted by DJ Pulley. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please stand and move your caps for the playing of our national anthem.
Good morning and welcome to CarShield Field in O'Fallon, Missouri. It is NAIA Regional Baseball for you here this morning here on the Central Methodist Digital Network. I'm James O'Sullivan alongside Tyler Rosen. Joey Messenbrink is our producer here in this one. This is the winner's bracket as Central Methodist beat McPherson yesterday to go 1-0 in the regional. William Carey got a win against Benedictine Mesa, as they are also 1-0. 1-2 seeds here in this regional, that it is played out exactly as it has supposed to, as winners bracket here, elimination bracket. Then to follow 3 games for you today on the Central Methodist Digital Network. Tyler, it looks like we finally have some good weather for baseball.
Yeah, it still looks a little cloudy, but rain's not going to be a factor today, hopefully. And 70 degrees, 72 right now, just before 10 o'clock. So you're absolutely right. We'll hopefully be able to get a full slate in, no delays or anything. And we get started with an absolutely what should be a great game. And the 1 and 2 seeds, as you mentioned, James. And, you know, when it's in this postseason, at this point, yes, both teams are not going to be eliminated today necessarily. Again, the loser of this game will come back tonight and play the nightcap around 5 o'clock. But, you know, these two teams, they want to be done for the day. Get this win, rest everybody up, come back tomorrow for hopefully what is just another one game, and come away and move on to the World Series.
Yeah, with that starting on Friday, you got to have as much rest as possible to make sure your relievers get the rest that you need. You don't want them to have to throw 2 games, work them through 2 games today and possibly 2 games tomorrow to advance, and that's what the loser of this one would have to do, is win 4 in a row to win this regional.
And we saw for William Carey back on Monday night, it was Sloan Dieter doing everything. You know, he said, all right, we gotta save the bullpen. Don't worry about it. He went 9 strong, got a 2-1 complete game victory, and also a home run. So and he's batting in the DH spot this afternoon, or this morning, I should say.
Yeah, it's a little bit different. We're not used to doing games this early in the morning. William Carey going with the senior right-hander Jay Simpson on the mound, the Mississippi native, 3-1 on the season, 41 strikeouts, 19 walks, as he faces Deshaun Cole. The first pitch is outside for a ball at 10:01.
Simpson with a 3.51 ERA, or excuse me, 3.57 ERA to go along with those 41 strikeouts and a 3-1 record.
1-1 on that check swing. That one just misses high. A little bit of a breeze, kind of blowing a little bit to left field, a little bit in as well. Good off speed there, got Cole out in front.
It's a nice pitch, good location too to the righty Cole, really making him chase low and away on that off-speed pitch.
See what he goes to here, 2-2. That one misses low, runs the count full. All turf field here in O'Fallon. And it's going to be a leadoff walk as Cole takes that one outside. Brings in Grant Victor.
Victor batting .291 on the year. He's got 22 RBIs. His on-base percentage at .397.
Little slide step there. First pitch to Victor, called a strike on the outside corner. Stinson, Freeman, Lee, left to right in the outfield. Rich, Zush, Johnston, Lissette, third to first on the infield. O'Bannon is catching Simpson here this morning. A low set near the belt. Scoring the bunt and pushes it foul. Might have been able to hear Grant scream as he pushed that one foul.
Yeah, not too happy with himself. He got a nice pitch to lay down a bunt. Ran a little up, a little in, but tried to get it down and just pushed it too far foul. And now going to have to swing the bat, more than likely down 0-2.
Just missed off the outside corner. That was kind of similar to ball 4 to Cole as well. So Simpson not getting that call in the outside corner, at least here in this first inning. That one fouled away.
And really, this first few innings, as much as it is for the hitters feeling out the pitcher, it's for the pitcher and the catcher trying to feel out the strike zone as well, see what's going to work and what might not work.
Inside, just missed there. Evens up the count 2-2. See how aggressive Central Methodist might want to be early in this game. Swung through it, tipped into the mid, held on to by O'Bannon. Strikeout number 1 for Simpson as he gets Victor for out number 1.
Herring with a .389 batting average on the year. He's got 18 home runs, leads the team in that mark. He's got 48 RBIs too.
CMU, gray pants, black tops, Eagles written across the chest. Carey with the white pants, red tops, Carey written on the chest as the first pitch is called a strike to Logan Herring. Quick pickoff throw, back in safely is Cole, who does have 15 stolen bases.
On 17 attempts, only second to Devin Garcia, who has 20 on the year.
Garcia hitting in the 9 spot. Sure, that could get fun with Garcia on base and Cole at the plate, do a little small ball, or if you can get them both on at the same time, walk out.
That'd be a tough double play to turn, that's for sure.
Breaking ball called a strike, 0-2 on Herring. Cius on deck. Strike 3 called, lower outside corner. Herring down looking.
And again, just great location on that pitch. That's tough. That's tough for a lefty going in there trying to decide, do I go and try and chase that pitch? Looks a little outside, catches just the outside corner, and gets rung up. So good placement there by Simpson, and good command so far. He's gotten into trouble with Cole, but that was about it.
And pulls the string of Macias, 0-1. You got the old school people with that last pitch, too. Herring is just like, oh, poke the bat out there, foul it off.
Yeah.
Poking into that Carey dug on the third base side. Get another life, but doesn't happen as often here. Hard to hit, ground ball. That's going to be through the right side for a hit for Macias, the first hit of the day.
And a nice effort there by Johnston trying to lay out just a little too far to his left. And a nice piece of hitting there by Macias. Now 2 on, 2 out, and with a runner in scoring position, a chance for the Eagles to take an early lead here in the first.
Be the designated hitter, Mason Schwellenbach, to try and give them this early lead. That one rides inside. Leadoff walk, followed by 2 strikeouts, then a 2-out single. That's first and second here in the first. That's hit into center field, going back on this one. Freeman towards the track and just shy of the wall for a deep fly out to center. To retire the side, 1 hit, 2 left on. With no score through the top half of the inning. William Carey coming to bat next.
William Carey will come to the plate, and we'll run through the lineup for you. First, it'll be Blake Freeman, the center fielder. Then Jay Johnston, the second baseman. The DH today, Sloan Dieter. We've already talked about him a little bit. R.J. Stinson, the left fielder, batting fourth. Magruder O'Bannon will be behind the plate and batting fifth. Jake Lysette, the first baseman, bats in the sixth spot. Jordan Zush, the shortstop, seventh. Ty Richey, the third baseman, bats eighth. And the right fielder, Patrick Lee, will be the ninth place batter.
And on the mound for Central Methodist in this one is Merkel.
A perfect 11-0 in 12 starts this season with a 2.00 ERA, 100 strikeouts to just 19 walks. That's Nick Merkel getting the start today.
From Spokane, Washington, into the middle of Missouri.
I'm sure it's not a path that's traveled that heavily, but he made his way out here.
Big 6'7" right-hander working from the stretch. Brought the velocity there on his first pitch, but misses up and away. And just looking at the numbers, you would think a big 6'7" guys with 100 strikeouts, 19 walks would bring some hard velo. That's fouled straight back.
Well, I wouldn't want to stand in the box. He looks so close to the plate already.
And a long stride down the mound.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if he was stepping off the mound in the front.
That one fouled away from Freeman. Down on the count 1-2.
Freeman batting .372 on the year, has 42 RBIs, slugging percentage .613.
That one misses outside. Good amount of RBIs out of the leadoff spot.
Yeah. On base percentage just over 400.
You can see why. He's fouled off a few of these hard velocity pitches are starting. Now work the count full.
And been disciplined on a couple good pitches here by Merkel.
Again, fouls that one off.
How about this? Both leadoff men for both teams giving good first plate appearance at bats to the respective opponent on the mound.
That's what you like to see. Mm-hmm. See if you can almost force him to throw everything in his arsenal. As there's a good breaking ball that gets Freeman to swing through it.
So it's not just about the velocity with Merkel. Showed that off-speed breaking pitch a couple times there, and that strikeout pitch absolutely nasty running back into the lefty Freeman.
Bring in Jay Johnston. Just a little bit high on that one. Swung through that. 1-1.
Another good fastball there by Merkel, and again, good placement going to the outer half of the plate. Already going to be tough to catch up with that, but when you have to go chase out of the zone, you might as well just give it a called strike because he ain't catching up to it.
Breaking ball, called strike there, 1-2. Can't be fun for a right-handed batter with Merkel working on that third base side of the rubber.
No, those breaking pitches are going to look like they're coming right at you, come back over the heart of the plate.
Here's another strikeout. That one of Johnston, bring in Dieter, and most of the time you hear that from left-handers working on that first base side that's coming from behind the left-handed hitters. You really don't talk about it as much when it's a right-hander on the mound. Either they don't work from that third base side of the rubber, or you just don't think of it being an issue as much.
And it almost looks like Merkel. He takes his step not straight down, but almost back out across the rubber.
With a slider there, 0-1. So he's showing the velocity. He's showing a curveball, showing the slider already.
That's such a powerful weapon to have confidence in all those pitches, especially when you're probably being looked at as, all right, this guy's going to throw hard, and he's going to have great command.
There you see the breaking ball again, 0-2.
But to be able to have those pitches to keep hitters off balance is just a great tool for Merkel, and he's been showing it here in the first inning with back-to-back strikeouts to get us going.
And obviously, Central Methodist can see the numbers that Dieter has. Probably saw the game the other day of when he threw and hit a home run, that they know exactly what to throw him as a check swing rolls foul on the first base side. And that was an emergency swing to try and get a piece of it.
Yeah, you mentioned Dieter, 16 home runs, that most recently coming on Monday and batting .331 on the year. So you're absolutely right. A lot of dangerous hitters in this lineup, but you know Dieter stands out as one of those.
Finally saw a fastball. Everything was breaking balls until then. First fastball climbs the ladder, gets a strikeout as Merkel strikes out the side here in the first. We head to the second. Central Methodist coming to the plate, scoreless.
Welcome back, Central Methodist and William Carey all knotted up at 0. And due up for the Eagles, it'll be the left fielder, Logan McDonald. Then Adrian Martinez, the right fielder, Max McKay, the catcher, will go third. If anybody can reach Devin Garcia, the center fielder.
We'll see how Simpson comes out. See, can he match the strikeout the side that you just saw of Merkel?
Yeah, that first inning maybe got a little labored, a couple high pitch counts in a couple of at-bats, that leadoff walk, but really settled down, got Victor and Herring to strike out, and then got the fly ball to center field when Mason Schwellenbach, the DH, came to the plate. So not as smooth as what we saw Merkel do, but same result. No runs, got a couple Ks, and now hopefully looks to continue it here in the second.
The size difference between the 6'7" and 6'1" guys just standing out on the mound.
Right, and I'm not even 6 foot, so you see Simpson stand out there after watching Merkel. It is quite the difference.
But it shows there's different ways to go about it. Up the middle, off the side of the mound, and into center field for Logan McDonald.
Again, as a hitter, really, when you see a pitch that you like, just got to go with it, because you might not see another one, and especially with today, you see a lot of pitchers, they're not just holding on to 1, 2, or 3 pitches. They might even have 4 in their arsenal. So you get that fastball over the plate, take it, just try and put a good swing on it. That's what McDonald did, and he's got a leadoff single. And the second time in as many innings that the Eagles have had the leadoff man on.
Brings in Adrian Martinez. Scoring a bunt, breaking ball stays high. Well, now you kind of know the philosophy of Central Methodist here. They want to go with small ball when they get that leadoff guy on. You saw Grant Victor try and put down a bunt, unable to do so. And now scoring a bunt these first 2 pitches is it's 1-1 now on Martinez.
And really, I love the small ball idea. It forces the defense to make a play. It's not a guaranteed out when you bunt. More times than not, sure it is. but, you still got to make the play. You still got to make the throw on over to first. And so I really like that small ball idea, just putting the pressure on the defense.
Richey charging from third. The bunt is in the air and up against the screen. And now 1-2. Third baseman backs up. And a breaking ball gets him swinging. A third strikeout for Simpson. One out here in the second.
That was such a nice pitch. Started right around the heart of the plate, just dropped, pulled the string on him. And nice pitch. And a big first out, and now double play in order to potentially end the inning.
With the catcher, Max McKay, stepping to the plate. Throw over, diving back in is McDonald. Normally, catcher's not as fleet as foot that you can turn two on them. But McKay coming from the left side gets that little bit extra step towards first.
And McKay batting just under 400.
Pops this one up. Shallow left. Stinson out. Zeusch out to grab it as Stinson was coming in from left.
You can see with Simpson now in 2 straight innings, gets the leadoff man on. Kind of keeps it even keeled. Doesn't get too low or get too high when something goes right. Stays even keeled. Now 2 settles back down, gets 2 quick outs.
Another throw over. This is as Devin Garcia was pretty much stepping into the box. Number 9 hitter in this Eagles lineup. That one's blocked.
Yeah, good block there by McKay. Holds the runner over there at first.
Another throw over, quick tag. But again, diving back in is Logan McDonald. He began this inning with the leadoff single. He's been over at first since.
He's got 10 stolen bases on 11 attempts, so I'm trying to keep a close eye on him, keep him honest over there.
As Garcia fouls it away. Again, a look over. A lot of throws over on McDonald. Yes, he has those 10 out of 11 stolen base attempts, but he hasn't even tried to run yet. This one's popped into right field. Lee can't find it. Now he has it, and he squeezes it for the out. A hit, another left on base. 3 left on through 2 innings for the Eagles of Central Methodist. Coming to plate are the William Carey Crusaders, still scoreless after an inning and a half.
At last, an approach to teaching and learning that connects the traditional classroom to the real world at Central Methodist University. Now you can learn the way you live and the way you'll work with the new Digital U, available only on the campus of CMU. Be more.
Nick Merkel back to work. We saw him strike out the side in the first, all swinging. That was Freeman, Johnston, Dieter. Now he gets Stinson, O'Bannon, Lysette.
It was really impressive first inning of work there for Merkel. Almost looked like it was easy for him out there. And, he's got that intimidating, just look out there. You don't see too many 6'7" pitchers on a mound out there. And we saw the velocity. We also saw the breaking pitches work to perfection in that first inning. So he's got quite an arsenal of pitches to work with.
He's got command of everything, at least early on in this one. RJ Stinson stepping in to lead off this second inning. There's another breaking ball. A little bit of tighter one.
Yeah.
That time almost to get me over. A hard get me over.
The pitch just, it looks like it's going to run right in. It just breaks at that last second, and that had quite a break.
Fastball lined off the glove of the first baseman. Fielded at second. Throw on, not in time. Cole almost recovered to get him, but Stinson.
Yeah, just went right off the glove there of Herring for the error. It looked like it almost went in his webbing. Maybe just it was a hot shot down there, so E3 on the play. But, yeah, nice recovery. Almost made the out. But hustling down the line, Stinson just beats it by about half a step.
Low outside corner, called strike to O'Bannon.
So actually going to change that to a single hard hit right into the glove.
I can see it. I mean,
Yeah.
he has to hit him in the glove, but the velocity off the bat there and the fact that Herring was diving on the play as well.
It's not an easy play to make, and certainly not for us to say up here.
Normally there's a reason we're up here and not down there. One and one here on Magruder O'Bannon.
I had a check on Stinson over there at first. He's 11 for 13 on stolen base attempts. Second on the club.
Tipped in the mitt of McKay. 1 and 2. McDonald, Garcia, Martinez left, right in the outfield. Victor, Macias, Cole, Herring, third to first on the infield. McKay catching Merkel. This is outside. He is staying away from O'Bannon here.
O'Bannon batting .352. He's a dangerous man at the plate. And with the leadoff man on, don't want to make a mistake inside to a lefty.
Short distance on the line, but a very high wall.
Yeah.
That one misses outside. Runs the count full.
That wall out in right field, and I'm sure our producer Joey can fact check me on this, about 40 feet tall. Yeah, 40 feet tall. I think when we were playing Price is Right rules, Joey was on the money.
Maybe he was looking it up, though. Runner goes, pick in the dirt, taken for a ball. Check swing. Did he swing? No. So a single and a walk. First two have reached for William Carey. Chris Williams will come in and run for O'Bannon so he can get the equipment on.
Now we'll see. Now the first time Merkel's had any sign of struggle or adversity on the mound. See what he does here and try and get that first out of the inning with the corners playing in.
Brings in Lissette. Yes, it's number 6 in the lineup to see, do they want to go small ball a little bit?
Why not with the lefty? If you push that bunt far enough down that third base line, you're going to pull the third baseman Victor up to make the play and extend or let the runners move up. And we'll see. Didn't show bunt there.
I'm guessing 304, 33 driven in a long bomb already this year. I'm not sure if necessarily a bunt is in his arsenal.
And you don't want to take the bat out of his hands, especially with nobody out. And 2 on, try and let him work the at-bat and see if he can't get a pitch to hit.
Lissette actually has a little bit of a toe guard on the back foot.
Yeah, I don't see that too often. But I guess with that open stance.
Reaching far, pulls it foul. Probably very likely, probably not a foul ball, but with the open stance, you can't have a slider from a guy like this come and get that back foot. Way outside, 1 and 2. Long look from Merkel here. Another one outside.
Just looked like on those last two pitches, overextending maybe a bit. So that fastball ran well outside to the lefty. And that one actually made McKay get out of his crouch, come up to make the play.
Basically, took the words out of my mouth. Going to say that he's kind of gotten out of his mechanics.
It was smooth in that first inning, but now becoming labored here in the second.
That one hit well. It's going to fall in there into shallow right center field. Runners had to hold up, so they will hold up just moving up 90 feet. Bases loaded, no one out here in the second for the Crusaders.
And again, good piece of hitting here by William Carey batters. Working the count was Lysett. We thought maybe try and show bunt early in the count, but with a hitter like him, you mentioned over 30 RBIs on the year, got his pitch and just did what he could, gets it out in the shallow right center for a single. And bases loaded, nobody out. And Merkel now in some trouble.
Shortstop Jordan Zush at the plate. Breaking ball called a strike.
And the confidence to go back with that breaking pitch after struggling here in the inning. And first pitch at that. Nice pitch, and that's confidence in your stuff.
Another one, 0-2. We'll see it sometimes when they're missing high, like Merkel was with the fastball, go with the breaking ball, kind of get your arm back in the right spot. And that release point now, after the first two, see if fastball can get him here. Nope, goes back with the breaking ball and gets his fourth strikeout.
And what a nice sequence of pitches there, not wavering. As you mentioned, James, the fastball not really there in this inning up to this point. Goes back the confidence with the breaking pitches all in the same location and getting Zush to chase two low and away, and that strikeout pitch, another great breaking ball.
Brings in third baseman Roche. Another one. 4 in a row, all strikes. As he is dealing with the bottom three in the order with Zush with getting that strikeout. Roche here. Lee on deck. Fouled into the mitt. Looked like another breaking ball there.
Yeah. Again, and even those breaking balls and those off-speed pitches, they're still coming in there pretty good, but then you add in the movement on the ball. That's just such a tough pitch to hit for a hitter, especially now when you got to be defensive around the plate.
0-2. There's the fastball, and he gets another one. All 5 outs via the strikeout for Nick Merkel so far in this one, and it brings up Patrick Lee, the number 9 hitter. Bases loaded, 2 out.
That's such a big out. Everybody in the infield can go back to their normal spots, play it straight up. You got an out at any base, and just one good pitch away from getting out of what is a heck of a second inning jam.
Well, you could see what the idea is on how to attack this bottom part of this William Carey lineup. It's breaking balls, apparently.
Yeah. I'm sure that was talked about, save the gas for some of those guys that you need to keep a little more off balance, but you get to the bottom of the order, why not? Just try and get that breaking ball working.
And there's another one. 1-1 on Lee. That's fouled away, right field line. 1-2.
And if Merkel can get this last out, and especially if by a strikeout, expect that Eagles dugout to explode as they go into the break.
Momentum go back to Central Methodist. Not that there really has been a whole lot of momentum switching, but base load, no one out. You'd think it's in the Carey dugout.
Right.
Goes right back to the Eagles if he can get this. 1-2 on Lee. Outside.
And tried the fastball there. Lee not having any of it.
Well, if you're Lee, you're like, okay, he's gotten these first two ahead of me. A lot of breaking balls in that time. Is he going to go back with another breaking ball, or is he going to try and sneak this 95-mile-an-hour plus fastball past me here? Constantly thinking how Lee asks for time.
Again, it just goes back to being able to have those multiple weapons to keep batters off balance and keep them guessing. And now with the 2-2 count, he can still go to really any pitch he wants.
Swing and a miss, another strikeout. Merkel into trouble, out of trouble, as he's got 6 strikeouts through 2. Strands the bases loaded, pair of hits, a walk involved, no one out, bases loaded, strikes out the side as we are scoreless after 2. Tyler will tell you about the third next.
It'll be the top of the order for Central Methodist after Nick Merkel works out of a bases-loaded, nobody-out jam in the bottom of the second inning. And again, it was 3 strikeouts. It was Zeusch, then Riche, and Patrick Lee, all 3 swinging. And leading things off for the Eagles will be Deshaun Cole, Grant Victor, and then Logan Herring. And if anybody can reach, Sergio Macias, the shortstop, will get an opportunity. And James, it was great performance in that second inning for Merkel. And by the way, Simpson hasn't been bad either.
Well, he hasn't been 6 strikeouts through 2 good, but I would say 3 strikeouts and a scoreless 2 frames for the first time through isn't bad.
No, it's the same result as we go square here in the third inning, and the first pitch into Cole is ball 1.
2 hits, a walk, 3 strikeouts that first time through for Simpson.
An off-speed pitch got Cole out in front there. To swing and miss for strike 1. Cole back in the first, he walked, got to second on the single by Macias, but that was it. He was stranded there. Now looks at ball 2, miss outside. Again, just the first game of 3 here on the Central Methodist University Digital Network, as this one's lifted into center field. Going back is Freeman. He gloves to make the play for out number 1.
Freeman's really being the only field that's had to do something in this game.
Right. He's had a couple fly balls come his way. And now Simpson will have to work against Grant Victor, the third baseman. He struck out his first time up. Tried him with the breaking pitch. That ran up and in for ball 1.
All outs recorded that have been put in play have been in the air.
All right. A fly ball to center. A pop-up to short. And fly ball to end the second out to right field. And now the count goes 2-0 to Grant Victor, the third baseman. swinging, chops that one past the third baseman and shortstop into left. Stinson will pick it up and toss it in. So a 1-out single for Grant Victor. He's got a 1-for-2 start to the day. And a runner on first for Logan Herring, who struck out looking back in the first.
I believe Herring's the only one that's gone down looking. Everyone else has been the swinging variety that a lot of strikeouts, but at least guys are up there hacking.
And you're right, James. He is the only one who's gone down looking. Now he chops this one in the gap on the right side of the infield for a base hit. And into right field, picking it up is Lee. And back-to-back singles have runners at first and second and 1 out here in the top of the third inning.
And a lot of room on the right side as Carey had to be in the double play depth, so Johnson a little bit closer to the bag at second. Lissette holding the man on at first, a big hole, and the big left-handed bat knew exactly what to do with it.
Yeah. Took that ball to right, and just getting any sort of piece of the bat on it doesn't have to be that hard hit, as we saw there, just enough to get through the infield. And the first pitch into Macias misses low and away for a ball. Macias had a single back in the first on just the second pitch he saw. Now an opportunity with a runner in scoring position to build off that single. Check on the runner. Now the pitch comes home, lifted into foul territory, and will get out of play onto the concourse along the left field line.
A good amount of foul territory beyond the bases. Once you get down the line, not so
Right.
much.
I'd say maybe a foot once you get down the lines in left and right field.
That might be generous.
Yeah. So the count even at 1-1. Off speed missed outside. So Macias ahead in the count 2-1. Runners at first and second. Over at second is Victor. Standing on at first is Herring. And now Simpson fires home, working from the stretch. 2-1, missed low. So a 3-1 count now to Macias. I'd imagine it'd have to be a pretty good pitch for Macias to be swinging.
You would think that he would be a very patient and select hitter at this point.
But James, as you and I know all too well, as soon as we say something like that, the opposite will happen. As Simpson fires home the 3-1, driven into left center. That'll get down and go all the way to the wall. Takes a couple hops. That will surely score two. Is coming around second now is Herring. And no throw home. It's a 2-run double by Sergio Macias. And our first lead of the game belongs to Central Methodist, a 2-0 lead here in the third inning.
Well, I would say he was selective and used exactly the pitch he knew he could drive as he drove that one into left center. Easily 2-run score. Herring comes all the way around from first. And the number 1 seed, Eagles, the first to crack the scoreboard in this one.
And so now a single and a double for Macias in his first 2 plate appearances. And the DH, Mason Schwellenbach, he flew out to center in the first, and now with a runner in scoring position, he'll dig in against Simpson as the sun breaks through the clouds.
First time we've seen that all week.
Yeah. All week is right, and the first pitch breaking ball missed up and in for ball 1. "73 degrees currently right now. It's a beautiful day, wind blowing. And now this one lifted into right field, going back, taking a couple steps, and that goes off the top of the wall, or excuse me, off that 40-foot wall. It comes back into play as it looked like the right fielder Lee was anticipating making that catch at the track, but it goes over his head. So now 4 straight hits, the single by Schwellenbach, and runners at the corners and still just the 1 out.
That's a very strange place in this ballpark, you got that 40-foot wall, but then it goes down to, what, 4, 5 feet? There's like, you don't want to get too close to the wall and try and rob the home run. Then it goes off the 40-foot wall, bounces all the way towards the infield. Then you got guys running like crazy, but you don't want to really be too far away to play it off the wall. And when he's like, oh, I could have actually caught that up against the wall. So it really is an awkward spot. Probably played as well as Lee could have played that as it. And Macias did the right thing running-wise. Right. He wasn't know if that was going to get off the wall or be caught either, so he had to hold up at second. So he only goes 90 feet, so runs on the corners now with 1 out.
Yeah, and again, that 40-foot wall in right field, it's only 299 to the wall, so it doesn't really take much even to hit it off the wall. If you just get the barrel on the bat, that's exactly what happened. And 4 consecutive hits, 2 runs, and base runners at first and third, and Central Methodist looking to tack on to the 2-run lead here in the top of the 3rd inning. I'm Tyler Rosen, alongside me James O'Sullivan, and our producer here this afternoon, or this morning, Joey Mesenbrink, because eventually I'll get it down that it is still the morning. And first pitch missed low for a ball to Logan McDonald, the left fielder. He's sitting on a single.
Still an hour and 15 minutes left in the morning, Tyler, so.
Swings through that one, and if you ask some people around here, apparently I have trouble with that. As the count evens up at 1-1.
How many times do you put a headset on in the morning?
1-1 missed low and in. As McDonald works ahead in the count 2-1.
Action has started in the Carey bullpen as well.
That one fouled straight back to the screen. That'll even the count at 2-2. Well, looks like a lefty up in the pen.
I believe it's the lefty Herrera.
So we'll see how short the leash is as the 2-2 from Simpson is fouled back and out of play.
And this could be a tough spot as a coach. You obviously don't want to stick this guy out there if he's getting hit and really fall into a big hole.
As he gets him to chase a pitch up in the zone. Breaking pitch, and that's skied into left center. Over and making the play is Stinson. Runner tagging. Throw comes into second. So a sacrifice fly by Logan McDonald extends the lead to 3-0 here in the top of the 3rd.
And the right thing by Stinson to just throw that ball into second. Make sure you don't get the extra runner moving up into scoring position. Would have been very difficult to make that throw from left center.
Yeah, it would have been a tough throw. And good jump there by Macias coming down the line. Really just don't want to prevent any further damage on maybe an errant throw coming into home as the first pitch to Martinez is fouled back and out of play.
I want to finish my point that you don't want to take him out too early, but you can't necessarily leave him in and fall behind too much. You got to save as many bullets from him as possible with possibly another game tonight.
Right.
Now you need to make sure you have relievers ready for that one.
And that's where really the strategy in coaching in these, week tournaments about 4 or 5 days long, and knowing that you're going to play potentially 4 or 5 games. As this one's lifted into right field. Coming on is Lee, and he'll make the play for out number 3. So 3 come across on 4 hits here in the top of the 3rd. We move to the bottom of the 3rd. Our score 3-0 in favor of the Eagles, and you're watching the Central Methodist University Digital Network. Welcome back to O'Fallon, Missouri. We move to the bottom of the third inning. William Carey trailing 3-0 after it was a 3-run top of the third inning, courtesy of 4 hits by the Eagles. And now Nick Merkel back out on the bump for his third inning of work. He's got 6 strikeouts through 2 innings. Ran into a little bit of trouble in that second, but got a nice long break in that top of the third inning, and he'll look to continue the trend of strikeout, strikeout, strikeout.
Yeah, he's got 6 through those 2 innings and struck out the side, making it look very easy against the 3 he's going to face here with Freeman, Johnston, and Dieter. But it's the second look they get at Merkel, so they're more prepared and with their scouting report on him, and they saw that their middle of the order can swing the bats and get hits off them. So let's see if Merkel gets back into the groove, or
they'll have to deal with Blake Freeman, the center fielder, who swings through that one for strike 1. Nice pitch low in the zone. Merkel, he got the bases loaded in that second, and this one's going to be slashed foul down the right field line, so 0-2 to Freeman. First 3 to come to the plate reached, and nobody after that. As we mentioned, 3 straight strikeouts to end the second, and now we work here in the third. As James mentioned, Freeman and the 2-3 spots all struck out their first time up in the first. Now Merkel's 0-2, way outside, tried the fastball. And so 1-2 now to Freeman.
almost like he tried to overthrow the fastball on that one and kind of lost his footing as he landed.
Seen that a couple times from Merkel, overextending a bit on the fastball. Now 1-2, sets up outside. Pitch just missed outside. So now the count even at 2-2, and we saw Freeman back in the first. He had another good at-bat, being patient, not chasing too much. Now the count worked even, and Merkel comes set at the belt. Kicks, fires home. This time he got him to chase low and away on the off-speed pitch. So Freeman goes down on strikes for the second time in as many at-bats, and he's 0 for 2. And the second baseman, Jay Johnston, will step in. Jay went down on 4 pitches in the first. And you'd imagine that with a 3-run lead, if Merkel can stay in a groove, as that first pitch into Johnson was a called strike, that it's probably all he will need to at least send this thing to the bullpen in the later innings. If not, maybe go the distance. High kick, throws, and the breaking pitch catches the inside corner, called strike 2.
You know the Eagle coaching staff likes that he is in the groove that he's in and striking out everyone that he's seeing. But in the back of the mind, it's like, can you kind of get 1 or 2 pitches in and out to save a few bullets?
Exactly. And this one lifted into right field. Shallow right field coming on to make the play is Martinez. And so the first out that was not a strikeout as Jay Johnston flies out to right and Sloan Dieter the DH.
Remember the first time Dieter was up, it was nothing but breaking balls low and away.
Yeah.
Or it was like 3 in a row, and then he went with the high fastball to strike him out. And that was kind of up and away that they was still keeping it away from Dieter.
Merkel throws. But Dieter swings right through it for strike 1. One check swing, called strike 2. Dieter gives a look and now asks the home plate umpire exactly where that pitch may have been. And some other words being tossed around from some fans. Dieter batting .331.
Might have also been the Carey coaching staff kind of telling Dieter to stop arguing on the call and just get back in the box.
Yeah, not much to argue about when you're already been down on strikes and you're down in the hole 0-2. As thought it was a strikeout pitch, did the Central Methodist infield. Home plate umpire says otherwise, and it's 1-2. The kick. Merkel throws, tried to go outside again. Maybe another overextension, as it was a nice pick by the catcher McKay, and the count evens 2-2. Merkel sets, throws, check swing. He went around. Home plate umpire calls him on the swing. So 1-2-3 go the first three in the order for William Carey for the second time today. Our score is still 3-0. We move to the fourth. You're watching the Central Methodist University Digital Network.
How do you make traditional education more effective for today's job market? You transform it at Central Methodist University. Now the only limit to your education is your imagination. The new Digital U, available only on the campus of CMU. Be more.
We welcome you back. We're in the top of the fourth inning, and it'll be the 8, 9, and then flip it around to the top of the order for Deshaun Cole. So it'll be Max McKay, the catcher, then Devin Garcia, the center fielder, and Deshaun Cole, if anybody can reach, Grant Victor. And back on the mound, it will be Simpson to at least start the inning, as we had some movement and action in the bullpen back in the top of the third inning. That was a 3-run third for the Eagles, and that's how we stand at 3-0. A 2 RBI double by Sergio Macias back in that third, and then a sac fly by Logan McDonald scored Macias. And 3-0 is our score. Max McKay, he popped out to short his first time up. Get another opportunity here as he bats in the top of the fourth.
Important inning here for Simpson as Herrera continues to throw, but he's still flat ground in front of the pitching mound down in the bullpen. But Simpson could really use a quick inning here.
You're absolutely right, James. The quick inning would go a long way in, extending his leash, so to speak. Maybe give him another opportunity to come out in the fifth as the first pitch. Breaking ball missed outside for ball one. 0-1, fastball missed low and in. Nice pick there by McKay's counterpart O'Bannon. And so McKay ahead in the count, 2-0. Leadoff man is reached in 2 of the 3 innings for the Eagles. Now a chopper back up the middle. Ranging over is Zush. Throws on over to first for out number 1. A nice play there by Zush to go field that ball almost directly behind second base, and 6-3 to retire McKay.
I think he might have been on the second base side of the bag when he fielded, and definitely when he threw it. Definitely the best defensive play we've seen early on in this one. Haven't seen a whole lot of defense had to be played, but Zeus shows his rank and throw on the run to get McKay.
And the first pitch fastball to Devin Garcia missed outside. Center fielder flew out to right to end the second inning in his first plate appearance. Now the kick, breaking pitch missed inside. So second straight 2-0 count. This time to the ninth place hitter Garcia. And now Simpson's 2-0. Going to be fouled back and looks like out of the stadium for strike one.
Yeah, there's quite a few that do get out of this stadium on foul ball. There's not a whole lot of concourse outside the seating.
The 2-1 missed low. So the count 3-1. Simpson in danger of putting a man on for the leadoff man, Deshaun Cole. kicks, throws, fastball. This time he gets the outside call, and the count goes full at 3-2. Simpson likes to work quick. Throw, hops in there, so ball 4, and a one-out walk issued to Devin Garcia. Flip around to the top of the order, Deshaun Cole now. He is 0 for 1 on the day and reached on a walk in his first trip to the plate back in the first inning.
Well, that's what we talked about in the first inning. You got the speed at the plate and on the base pass. How aggressive do the Eagles want to be here?
First pitch called, strike 1 to Deshaun Cole. And taking a peek over at first there with Garcia. Already took the batting gloves off. Looking like Willie Mays Hayes out there as this one's lifted into shallow left for a base hit. So back-to-back men reach. This time it's a single by Cole, his first hit of the day. His second time on the base pass, and runners at first and second, and just the one out here in the top of the fourth. And the action has stopped in the bullpen, at least for the moment.
Now a lot of speed on the bases, and what could be stopping them from being aggressive is Simpson does nothing but a slide step when there are men on to try and maintain that running game.
Tried the breaking pitch, looked like the curveball missed. So ball 1 into Grant Victor, and be an interesting time to see maybe a double steal attempt with these two on the bags. Why not? You're up 3-0 here in the fourth.
Johnston keeping him close at second.
Yeah. Garcia was dancing around before that first pitch. Stands still here, and the pitch from Simpson misses outside. So 2-0 to Victor, and maybe Simpson a little preoccupied with the runners.
Well, Garcia not getting a big lead whatsoever. That might be one of the smallest leads you see a guy take from second base.
Now he dances around a bit. Throw comes home, and they're called strike 1. Good comeback pitch there by Simpson. One, two. Simpson comes set. Another look back at Garcia. Now throws home. Same spot. Called strike 2. Count evens up at 2-2.
That's got to get battling back into the strike zone. Here, as you said, he was keeping a close eye on Garcia as he continues to look back as he's come set.
And Garcia goes. Both runners go. This one's lifted into left field, and it'll be played by Stinson as he makes the catch, as slipping on his way back to second base was Garcia, but he makes it back easily. So a fly ball harmless into left field, retires Victor, and now 2 on, 2 out for Logan Herring, the first baseman, who is 1 for 2 on the day, struck out looking back in the first, and singled in the third.
It appeared to be a good jump from Garcia, but you can't ask Victor with 2 strikes on him to take a pick and let a guy steal.
Yeah.
And I mean, there was not much really. He just kind of took off once, almost really on first movement.
I think once he realized that with 2 strikes, Simpson was not going to throw over, just take off running, and Deshaun Cole did the same thing, and the first pitch into Herring missed for a ball.
And you got to give Cole credit. He was paying attention to the guy in front of him and saw him take off, so he does as well.
And now Simpson steps off. Garcia does not move. No one's going to go cover the bag at second for a throw. It's a little gamesmanship there.
Well, why give ground if you're Garcia? No one's breaking towards the bag to cover.
Exactly. Now Garcia dancing around again. And the throw comes home from Simpson. Check swing. Pitch missed just outside.
Garcia could probably get another step out there on that lead because that middle infield just is not worried about him whatsoever at the moment.
And especially with 2 outs, you know, the infield's going to play it straight up. Why not? He's had a couple of good jumps. Even before his secondary has been almost a third of the way down the line. So it seems. And now Simpson working behind in the count 2-0 for the 4th time in 5 batters here. And then check swing off the bat, now off the mound, gloved, thrown over to first by Zush, and 6-3 to retire Herring. So nobody comes across, 2 are stranded. Our score remains 3-0. As we move to the bottom of the 4th inning, you're watching the Central Methodist University Digital Network.
Merkel back to work with this 3-0 lead here in the winner's side of the bracket. This 10 a.m. start, first of 3 games scheduled here on the Central Methodist Digital Network. James O'Sullivan, Tyler Rosen, as the Eagles have 3 from the 3rd inning.
Yeah, 3-inning third, and Merkel's been fantastic on the mound. Had a little rough go of things in the second, but it settled back down nicely. And he's got 8 strikeouts through 3 innings. So James doesn't get much better than that.
Not a whole lot.
And he'll have to deal with R.J. Stinson, Magruder O'Bannon, and Jake Lissette, the first baseman.
And these were the 3 that gave him troubles in the second. A pair of singles and a walk out of these 3.
See if Merkel doesn't make some adjustments. And we saw, as first pitch into Stinson called strike 1, we saw in that second inning that really the fastball just wasn't there. He was going to it those first couple batters, wasn't there, and then finally found his groove with the breaking ball. And the 0-1 skips in there for ball 1. As James mentioned, Stinson got that single to lead things off in the second, made his way around third. Unfortunately for him, that's where Merkel started to find his groove. Now he lines this one out into right field. And there to make the play is Martinez for out number 1, so just the second batted ball out. And both have gone to the right fielder, Martinez. O'Bannon, his first time up in that second inning, he walked. Got around to second. So, 0 for 0 on the day. No work with 1 out, nobody on. And first pitch fastball missed outside. And as James mentioned at the top of the broadcast, when we first saw Merkel, works exclusively from the stretch. And a high kick. Tried the outside corner again and missed again.
Wants new baseball this time.
And he will get one as he takes his time getting back to the rubber.
Well, it's not like it's wet or it's got any scuff marks from dirt. Maybe a little turf mark if that's even possible.
Ooh, and the 2-0 just catches the outside corner. Home plate umpire thought about it for a second. Delayed call is strike 1.
Well, maybe it was the ball.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. Had to be.
At least in the mindset of Merkel it was.
Breaking pitch. Missed. So the count is 3-1. Merkel behind in the count. Hasn't happened often today. And the 3-1. Got him to swing and miss. Count goes full. Now Merkel trying to get his 9th strikeout in 4 innings. He's gone through 3 1/3 up to this point. And the off-speed pitch missed outside, ball 4.
And second time O'Bannon's worked a walk.
Yeah, so 2 real good at-bats. Both have gone to full counts, and both results in a walk. And coming into pinch run will be number 3, Jordan Blackman. Blackman, the junior, out of Frisco, Texas. We'll let the catcher go back into the dugout and get ready for the 5th inning. And now digging in will be the first baseman, Jake Lissette. And again, trying that outside corner is Merkel and not having any luck. As it was outside.
The majority of the fastballs that Merkel has thrown have been on the outside corner to these batters that he's trying to stay away.
Tried it again with the fastball. This time he gets the call.
If he's bringing it over the plate at all, he's at least going up the ladder with it.
Yeah.
He's not trying to beat him on the inside corner where these guys really just drop the bat head on it.
All right, and if lefty, you keep climbing that ladder here, you could get that double play ball, because that's how the middle infielders are lined up. He gets the call on the outside corner again, and 1-2. Good couple comeback pitches here from Merkel. 3-0 our score as we work in the bottom of the 4th. William Carey trying to come back. Maybe dig into this lead a bit. 1 out, 1 on. Finds the gap as it just gets by Cole as he dives trying to make the play. So a single, his second of the day for Lissette. And runners at first and second and 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
And once again, a walk and a single by those same 2 guys, and now it's have some trouble. 2 on, 1 out for Zush, and he got him for the strikeout in the second when he was in trouble, and that was a lot of breaking balls thrown to him, maybe all exclusively on the breaking balls thrown to the Carey shortstop.
In that at bat, in the latter part of that second inning, I think at one point, James, we saw him throw 6 straight. Now showing bunt and getting it down. Will it stay fair? No. And a nice heads-up play there by McKay to grab it as soon as it goes foul. So strike 1 into Jordan Zush, the shortstop.
He ran about 45 feet down the line before he was able to grab it, but it's just a great hustle to make sure that one didn't bounce back fair, but completely level surface. You wouldn't think it would hit anything and bounce back.
That is the little caveats and little nuances of playing, on a turf field versus natural grass and dirt. And these players, I'm sure, are well adjusted to it. And in their minds, I'm sure it's not much of an adjustment to make, as ahead in the count is Merkel 0-1 to the shortstop Zush. Elevates that one, and it's hammered back into center. They're going to hold everybody, so station to station go the runners. And again, the middle of the order bringing up some trouble for Merkel.
Yeah, the Chris runner Blackman had to hold up on it. That was a line drive just over the glove of Macias, or at least from his angle at second base. It looked like it was just over the glove of him. So, yeah, good job to hold up, and now you got the bases load opportunity here, 1 out.
And going to have a pinch hitter for Ty Richey. It's going to be number 9, Chris Williams, the sophomore out of Woodstock, Georgia.
Shea struck out when he faced him the first time, and go to the lefty Williams here.
And first pitch called strike. Fastball getting the outside corner. So for the second time today, Merkel in a bases loaded jam. 1 out. Double play in order. And Merkel trying to preserve this 3-run lead here in the bottom of the 4th. Kicks, throws, fouled back. Quickly ahead in the count, 0-2 to Chris Williams, the pinch hitter.
Williams, 355, 7 home runs, 42 RBIs. Not a bad option coming off the bench.
No, not at all. And really, you look at the leaders and average and some of the other hitting categories on our stats, and that's most of the lineup. It just does not get very easy going down the line. And now we get a timeout called. 0-2 our count. As Chris Williams works against Merkel. Merkel comes set, throws outside, ball one. A walk and back-to-back singles gets us the bases loaded. After the leadoff man Stinson flew out to right. 1-2, just missed outside.
It did appear to just be off the plate. McKay tried to bring that one back.
It's a good idea, and that's good placement, just a little too far outside, and maybe even a better job there by Chris Williams just to lay off, and that's a tough pitch to lay off, but he did. Works in his favor. Now a 2-2 count. Pitch, that's going to be fouled and out of play. And onto that hill in foul territory in left field. So we'll do the 2-2 again. So now we get time called.
Almost like Williams had to shake something off after fouling that one away.
And not often you'll see in the middle of an at-bat the home plate umpire come and stand over home plate unless maybe someone not feeling too right. But now everyone seems to be okay. As Merkel delivers. Called strike three. Give him 9 on the day thus far, and a big out number 2. Strike 3 looking of Williams.
Yeah, he loves to pick that lower outside corner to almost all these hitters so far. And it's working, painted that fastball there.
Yeah, good location. Went back to that outside corner. Got the call yet again. It's been probably about 50-50, and those that he hasn't gotten the call have just been probably a little bit off the plate. Turning to avoid that one was Patrick Lee, but just missed inside for ball one. Two outs, bases loaded. As Merkel delivers a 1-0, nice breaking pitch, got Lee out in front. Can't connect, and it's 1-1. Lee sitting on a strikeout back in the second inning, looking to avoid the same fate. And the 1-1. In there on the fastball, called strike 2. So now Merkel in control of the at-bat. See what he wants to go with here. Again, as we mentioned, heavy dose of off-speed. The first time through this bottom part of the order back in the second. Maybe that'll be the strikeout pitch here.
But again, be a huge momentum swing to if he can get him here.
1-2, fastball missed up. So count will even up at 2-2. Again, 9 strikeouts through 3 2/3 for Nick Merkel.
He had no problem with the top of the bottom of the order. It's those middle 3 or 4 he's had the problems with.
Ryan got him to swing and miss there as McKay just steps on home plate as it was dropped third strike. 10 strikeouts so far for Nick Merkel. Our score remains 3-0. James will tell you about the 5th when we come back. You're watching the Central Methodist University Digital Network.
Macia, Schwellenbach, McDonald. That's 4, 5, 6 in the order for Central Methodist as we play here in the 5th. James O'Sullivan, Tyler Rosen, Joey Messenberg, our producer this morning. I think we're still in the morning hours.
Yeah, for another 41 minutes or so. Here in the Central Time Zone, that is got teams coming in from all over the place. And James, looking back at that fourth inning, the second time today that Nick Merkel has worked out of a bases-loaded jam with less than 2 outs and preserves a 3-run lead and 10 strikeouts already on the day.
Breaking ball in there for a called strike. As Simpson back to work. That one hit well down the right field line, and it is a fair ball into the corner. Macias on his way to second, and he will slide in there with a leadoff double.
And James, Sergio had a single and a double in his first 2 plate appearances, and I was thinking maybe 3 would have been difficult. But, you know, I would have loved to see that natural cycle stay in play, but I think he'll go 3 for 3 with a couple of doubles and a single any day of the week, and another good piece of hitting there. And just stays fair. We talked about it, not much of that foul territory out down the lines. And hustling into second with a leadoff double, Macias.
I'm not sure if he's going to worry about what type of cycle he gets if he can get it.
No, that's for us to nitpick about.
Scored the bunt, pulled it back with Schwallenbach there. Stepping off.
Yeah, charging almost even with the mound was first baseman Lissette. Is squaring around and showing bunt again with Schwallenbach before the pitch. The pitch that never came was even thought about.
That breaking ball stays up. Richey back in the game at third after being hit 4 in the top half of this inning. Scores the bunt again, puts it down towards third. Absolutely perfect bunt. Richey fields, throws, picked out of the dirt by Johnston, the second baseman covering. Absolutely perfect sacrifice bunt.
Yeah, good play. And you know, the key with bunting, just not trying to do too much. Gets it right down the line, forces Richey come charging. A good cover over at the bag by Johnston.
In the air, that one's going to get out of play. I believe that's Benedictine Mesa over there on that right side near that where that foul ball went out, ready for their game. I believe is 35 minutes after the conclusion of this one.
I think you're right. Trying to avoid any delays that might potentially come our way again, which we don't think will be any.
Runner on third, 1 out. On the ground to short. Picked up, looked them back, and a high throw, but able to come down on the bag was Lissette. Zoosh almost threw that one away.
Yeah, and good thing. Good thing that Lissette is as tall as he is, 6'4". So ranging up was not necessarily a problem, but ball came out a little high, to say the least, out of the hand of Zush.
He did the right thing. Fueled it, looked the guy back to third. Just kind of rushed the throw a little bit. Just misses off the outside corner to Martinez.
Martinez 0 for 2 on the day. A strikeout. Flew out to left.
Off the end of the bat and a line drive to Johnston at second to retire the side. A leadoff double. And he is stranded at third. We've played 4.5. It remains 3-0 Central Methodist on the Central Methodist Digital Network.
At last, an approach to teaching and learning that connects the traditional classroom to the real world at Central Methodist University. Now you can learn the way you live and the way you'll work with the new Digital U, available only on the campus of CMU. Be more.
Top of the William Carey lineup for the third time here against Nick Merkel, except they are 0 for 6 with 5 strikeouts in their first 2 at-bats, as he struck out the side in the first, got 2 out of the 3 to strike out in the third. And he has had the bases loaded twice on him, but has left them that way as he has 10 strikeouts through 4 innings.
Yeah, and again, we talked about Simpson early on when he got into trouble, allowing a couple of men on, really settling down and then bearing down and making the outs. Merkel's been the same way in 2 real tough situations, as we mentioned. Bases loaded twice with less than 2 outs and coming out of it with 0 runs both times.
Leadoff man Freeman on the ground and off the glove and into center field. Freeman on base for the first time, the first hit out of the top 3 in this order.
Yeah, and just high chopper and having to come back across his body, trying to make the play. Merkel just off the end of the webbing. Would have been a tough play. The leadoff single, and James, as you mentioned, the first of these top 3 in the order to reach base today.
And a first pitch strike as Johnson stepping to the plate. Strike out, fly ball to right field in his previous 2 plate appearances. And they'll throw over and take a look at Freeman. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Dieter waiting on deck. The 0-2 fouled away. McKay kind of jumped out of his crouch. He wanted to throw down to first.
You know, Freeman doesn't seem to be that big of a threat to steal. Just 4 stolen bases on 5 attempts. But maybe try to catch him sleeping. Quick throw behind the runner down to first.
Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 11 for the right-hander Merkel.
11 strikeouts through just 4 in a third. And we're running out of things to say about Merkel.
Although, can you really be that surprised? 100 strikeouts, 19 walks coming in
Exactly.
to the regionals. You expected him to be around the plate and rack up the Ks. And he comes in and hits Dieter. It's the first man he's hit to go along with a pair of walks.
So now this is where presumably things get a little dicey for Merkel, as he's had trouble with this middle of the order, and now with already 2 on. Got to make some good pitches here and be careful.
Exactly what William Carey would want up. Guys that have had success today
Right.
with now men on base. Only 1 out. First time McKay's really had to go to the knees and truly block a ball to make sure a runner does not advance. Breaking ball fouled away, 1-1.
Stinson, 1 for 2. Had that leadoff single back in the second, then flew out to right to start the fourth.
Yeah, that single was a line drive in and out of the glove of Herring at first.
Right.
Swung through that one, 2 strikes. The 2-strike delivery. That's going to be a base hit into left center field. Freeman rounding third. He's going to come in and score as that ball is cut off. It's 3-1.
And just for Merkel, it was a fastball that just got a little elevated in the zone. Stinson didn't miss. Took it into left center. And the first run of the game comes across for William Carey. And just a good piece of hitting down in the count, 1-2. And really the first mistake we've seen from Merkel.
Now brings in a man who's walked twice, and O'Bannon. That one just missed. Breaking ball misses, 2-0. That was fouled straight back. Two on, 1 out, 2-run game here in the 5th. Fouled away again.
Good couple pitches there by Merkel. Realizing Magruder O'Bannon's going to be expecting something to hit ahead in the count 2-0. Uses that aggressiveness to his advantage, evens the count back up in 2-2 with a couple of foul balls.
A long look here. That one's outside. Runs the count full. No stranger to this spot if you're O'Bannon. Said 3 ball counts on it both times.
You're right. A couple of full counts and a couple of walks. See if the trend continues.
The payoff. In the air, left field coming in McDonald over towards the line. He will make the play with one hand for out number 2.
And a big second out at that.
And I'm getting on the mound here before Lissette steps in the box. Yes, he does have a pair of singles in this one. Not really a bad time to go visit with your tall right-hander.
Right, more of anything, probably assuming getting your defensive alignments down and making sure, okay, we want to pitch this guy here and not here. Don't want to make a mistake, where he can really change the outlook of this game, whether it be one swing of the bat, taking the lead for Carey, or just extending the inning. And a part of the lineup that, as we've mentioned a few times, that has been giving Merkel fits all day today.
First time up, Lissette, I believe it was an outside pitch, just kind of poked it into right center field. Second time, something more on the inner half of the plate, and he pulled it in to right. So it seems like he wants to pull the ball with him going to that side both times, but going about it different ways. Staying away as Lissette takes it for a ball, shakes his head.
So we get some creative jeering from some fans right in front of us.
That one going the other way. McDowell coming in, and he will make it to retire this side. A pair of hits, a hit batsman as well. One run does score. They leave 2 on base. It's 3-1 as we head to the 6th here on the Central Methodist Digital Network. McKay, Garcia, Cole, 8-9-1 in the Eagles lineup. Due up here in the 6th. They got their 3 off of a 2 RBI single from Sergio Macias, and then a Logan McDonald sac fly, all coming in the 3rd inning. William Carey able to get 1 on the board this past half inning. Both starters still in the game, although we have seen a lot of action in the William Carey bullpen. The same lefty's been up a few different times. So you would think that the line on Simpson could be coming to an end soon.
Yeah, he's had runners on base in every inning, and only 1 inning has he had less than 2 on at the same time. That coming back in the 2nd, it was a leadoff single by Logan McDonald, and then Simpson settled down to get the next 3, but running into trouble at times, and I'm sure just trying to get him through the 6th inning and maybe trot him out for the 7th, depending on how this inning goes.
No check swing there, ball 1.
Okay, 0 for 2, popped out to short, and then grounded out to short back in the 4th.
In the air, right field, Lee. Easy one for him there for the first out. 4 out of 6 innings the leadoff man has been on for Central Methodist, but not in this one.
No, and McKay just a little under that one. You saw the trajectory coming off the bat, just went straight up.
that comes in and glances the sleeve of Garcia, so he'll take first on the hit by pitch. And interesting, though, we mentioned all the leadoff men that have been on base. The previous time that they were not was the third inning when they put 3 on the board.
Right, started off with that fly out to center and then 4 straight hits and a couple of RBIs. And look to see here. Looks like we get a warning in the dugout to William Carey. There. Yeah, it looks like William Carey arguing or looking for potentially an explanation of where exactly that hit Garcia.
Throwing to bunt. I think it's going to be a strike. I think he attempted at it. It is.
I was going to say not much of a pullback there from Deshaun Cole.
Breaking ball in there for a called strike, 0-2. That one misses high. That one low and caught at the plate, a strikeout for Simpson.
And a nice breaking pitch, low and away. Gets Deshaun Cole to chase. That's a big second out and first strikeout since back in the second inning for Simpson.
I was just looking at that. He had 3 strikeouts in the first 2 innings, and he hasn't picked off here, and the ball gets away. They will give an error on Simpson there.
Again, throws coming in low to Lissette and just couldn't quite get the glove on it. Tried to make a pick. Allows Garcia to easily trot down to second.
Good breaking ball there against Grant Victor. That is line foul. Victor out in front on that one, 0-2. Just up.
Good job by Victor, not willing to go chase the high fastball in the hole 0-2.
Not chasing that one either, way outside.
Victor a few times has gone to 5-6 pitches in the at-bat, so a patient, disciplined hitter at the plate.
The 2-2. Pulled that one foul. Do it again, 2-2. In the air, right field, Lee going towards the line. He's not going to get it. It's going to bounce fair and field it into the corner. It will be an RBI double as Victor dives into second.
And what a good piece of hitting there by Victor. Worked the count even at 2-2. Got a pitch and just drove it into right. And looked like out in right field, Lee was shading almost a little bit too much to his right. Ball was tailing about as soon as it came off the bat. Nothing Lee could do to get there. And hustling all the way from second, Garcia scoring easily.
Now Bannon wants to have a word with his right-hander, as again, the lefty Herrera throws in the bullpen. Like he's almost been up every inning since the second. Or third, excuse me.
I think this is the first time we actually see him step on the mound out there. And still doesn't even look like he's all the way.
Yeah, not really on the rubber yet.
Right. And as quickly as William Carey gets a run, they give it right back. And, you know, it's so tough because you talk about the shutdown inning after scoring a run just to keep the momentum going and get 2 outs, get another 2-strike count with 2 outs, and just a better piece of hitting there by Grant Victor.
It's a long meeting after the pitching coach went out there as well.
I think now William Carey down to just 4 mound visits, if I saw the signal from the umpire correctly.
First pitch outside to Herring.
Herring 1 for 3. Struck out looking in the first, singled in the third, and bounced out to short in the fourth.
That one goes around the plate, 2-0.
Now we got a couple of relievers up in that William Carey bullpen.
A right-hander is going to join the lefty Herrera. Has hit that way and towards the bullpen, giving chase and out of play. Stinson ran out of room. Long look at the runner at second. That one in there on the outside corner, 2-2. Swing and a miss. They're going to force him to throw it down. The high throw, and coming down on the bag again is Lissette. Strikeout 2-3. They get a hit. They leave a man on, but they do tack on another run as it is a 4-1 score as we head to the bottom of the sixth. Merkel back to work. And why wouldn't he be? 11 strikeouts through 5 innings. Been in trouble just a few times. Yeah, it kind of looks like maybe for the first time, guys are going to run out to the Central Methodist bullpen.
Yes, just the in-case scenario is Merkel, even at times when he hasn't seemed to be in control, he has settled down and got some big outs. That 5th inning gave up the 1 run off the RBI single from R.J. Stinson, but that was it. After that, he got the next 2.
Zeusch with the first one and a nice sliding catch over the shoulder by the second baseman Cole for the first out. He's the only one that was going to get to that ball.
What a play by Deshaun Cole. As soon as the ball comes off the bat, he's hustling out there, and you're absolutely right. There was no way Martinez was going to be able to come in and make a play, and just goes over the shoulder sliding catch. Great play there by Deshaun Cole.
You always think of speed being a factor in a game on the bases or in other things like that. You don't think defensively of a second baseman going out to shallow right field. But his speed's the only way that ball is caught as well.
Yeah, just a nice play. That's all you can say about it. Good instinct, just bolting on the ball, and that's why more times than not your most athletic players are playing in the middle infielder. They can cover that ground.
I wouldn't be surprised if Cole has time at shortstop or even in center field. Breaking ball just low. 2-1 as Roche back up at the plate. He struck out in the second, was hit for in the 4th. Back up here in the 6th. Fouls that one away.
That 5th inning for Merkel was the first inning that he had more batted outs than strikeouts.
Yeah, he does have a strikeout every inning, obviously. He's got 11 on the day. As he struck out 8 of the first 9 outs that were recorded. On the ground to short. Macias slips. Long throw, not in time. Being discussed here in the press box.
It was an awfully close play. So for now, it's a single. For now, an infield single is Macias just slipped when he was coming up.
And I would agree with that because, I mean, it wasn't an error on the field or not a bad throw. Just lost his footing for a split second.
Yeah, and just hustling all the way down the line, Roche. Didn't beat it by much, but he beat it. That's all that counts.
Lee takes that one low, 1-1 after he scored a bunt on the first pitch. That's a called strike on the inside. Up the snap, throw down. That one gets into right field. Richey will get up and head to second. That we know. That will be an E2.
Yeah, that one doesn't take much thought. And, you like the idea there from McKay. But, it's a 3-run lead, and now put a runner in scoring position. And really just looked like maybe a rush throw got away from him a bit, and nothing Herring could do. His hatch was just airmailed over his head.
And a good throw might have gotten him.
Yeah, a good throw might have. Is ranging off that bag quite a bit was Richey.
Breaking ball misses outside, runs the count full. That one roped foul.
Ooh. Lee sitting on a couple of strikeouts. Runner in scoring position now. Looking to get that run back, cut the lead down to 2 for the second time today.
Top of the order, Freeman on deck. Line drive right at Herring at first.
Herring didn't even have to move. Just stuck his glove out, and a big second out there. Now flipping it around to the top of the order where most of the success has been for Merkel. But Freeman singled his last time up in the 5th. Later came around to score.
As a man on for the first time. So it looks like it's the first time that he has not let off an inning.
And you're absolutely right.
A long look at the runner on second. That's a called strike. The 1-1. Popped in the air. Might stay in play over towards the wall. And, just out the outstretched arm of Victor. Couldn't get it. Bounced like into the second row. As with him leaning over, he pretty much had the first row covered.
Yeah, he did. He didn't miss it by much. Just over the end of the glove. And a good effort and good chase there given by Victor. Definitely a closer play than I thought coming off the pitch. 113 now for Merkel. Probably the reason that we saw those go out to the bullpen.
Just missed Cole halfway off the field out at second base. Hey, saw guys run down there, but no one has actually picked up a ball and started to throw. Bullpen here for the first base dugout is out in right center. The third base dugout is down the third base line, like you see at a lot of minor league ballparks. So hard for us to tell on who is warming up, but we can tell there's no one throwing.
Right. Guess we'll see. We're waiting to see if there's any more trouble here in the 6th.
It's a 2-strike delivery. Not trouble there as he gets his first strikeout of the inning. Strikeout number 12 on the day. A hit and error, a man left on base. And no runs came across in that inning. It is 4-1 as we head to the 7th. Tyler will tell you about it next on the Central Methodist Digital Network.
How do you make traditional education more effective for today's job market? You transform it at Central Methodist University. Now the only limit to your education is your imagination. The new Digital U, available only on the campus of CMU. Be more.
Welcome you back. We move to the 7th inning, and it'll be Macias, Schwellenbach, and then McDonald to get things going. And Simpson back out onto the mound for his 7th inning of work. Again, as we've mentioned, there's been a decent amount of activity in that William Carey bullpen throughout the James, I guess we said it was about the second, third inning.
I think it was probably the third inning when he got into trouble giving up those 4 hits in a row when the 3 runs came across. Looks like it's now right-hander John Snyder has at least a glove on his hand and is up on the mound but not really throwing a ball. There's no one there to catch him.
Right. And we saw Herrera warming up
about 3 times already.
Yeah.
That
You're absolutely right.
How many times can he loosen up before he's shut down for the day?
I was going to say, at this point, maybe he's thrown 30 pitches at the very least. And now Simpson will deal with Sergio Macias. He's 3 for 3 on the day, a couple of doubles and a single.
That double was a 2 RBI double.
Yeah. It really got things going in the third. First pitch runs low and in, gets away from the catcher O'Bannon.
And as soon as that first pitch is delivered, Herrera again jumps out of the dugout and runs down to the bullpen.
So we'll see who might get the call if Simpson can't complete this 7th. And Merkel over 115 pitches, Simpson's counterpart, as the 1-0 missed up. So I'd imagine that maybe Simpson's not too far behind in pitch count.
He doesn't have the strikeout numbers to create that high pitch count, but he's had more guys on base to deal with.
And he kicks, throws 2-0, catches the outside edge, called strike 1. That was the 103rd pitch for Simpson. So see what he can do as this one's ripped into right, going over to his left is Patrick Lee to retire Macias.
A good jump by Lee out and right. You mentioned it on, I believe that was the Victor double that was hit last inning, that he was really shaded far into right center. Granted, that was a right-handed batter. This was a lefty, so he was more towards the line. Good jump, good play out there in right.
That's such a tough play coming off the bat of a lefty, because as soon as that ball's off the bat, it's already starting to tail one down and away from you as the right fielder, especially if you're shaded a bit. And now the first pitch into Schwellenbach was a ball. And fastball down the middle, called strike 1, and the count evens at 1. Schwellenbach had a sac bunt back in the 5th, singled in the 3rd, and flew out to center in the 1st, and now gets back ahead in the count 2-1. That one up in the zone, lifted to right field. Lee takes a couple steps to his left, and he retires Schwellenbach. Again, the winner of this game will be done for the day and can look ahead to tomorrow. The loser will come back tonight for the 5 o'clock game, and they will play the winner of Benedictine Mesa and McPherson. That coming up about 35 minutes after the conclusion of this game. And
that is an elimination game. So loser done, winner plays the real doubleheader.
Right.
As the loser, this one at least gets a few hours off.
Yeah, gets to take a nice seat, relax a bit, look ahead. As William Carey trails 4-1. And the 2-0 lifted into left field. Going over to his left is Stinson to make the play. So 1, 2, 3 go the Eagles in their half of the 7th. We move to the bottom of the 7th. Our score is still 4-1. You're watching the Central Methodist University Digital Network. Merkel back out onto the mound for his 7th inning of work, and with over 115 pitches, sitting on 12 strikeouts, we'll see how far he goes through the rest of the game, but he'll have to deal with Jay Johnston, then Sloan Dieter, and R.J. Stinson if anybody can reach. Magruder O'Bannon will have an opportunity. And again, James, it's been this top of the order that's really been almost easy work for Merkel, except the past couple innings it has gotten, it's almost looked human out there.
That third time through the order that they were able to finally get to Merkel, and now with them seeing him for a 4th time, we'll see what could come about, although him facing Freeman for the 4th time still worked in Merkel's favor. He's gotten him to strike out 3 out of the 4. Right. And he's gotten Johnston 2 out of 3 for Dieter as well.
And the first pitch into Johnston missed low. Nice pick there by McKay. And it's ball 1. Johnston 0 for 3, as James mentioned, a couple of strikeouts. And back in the 3rd, he flew out to right.
Right-hander is loosening in that Central Methodist bullpen.
And the 1-0 missed up and in. So the count 2-0. Merkel with 12 strikeouts on the morning, getting closer, and we about 6 minutes ago moved into the afternoon. And there's the 2-1 in there for a called strike, or 2-0, excuse me. Merkel comes set, kicks, throws. Fastball called, strike 2. Again, another delayed call from the home plate umpire.
That's kind of getting William Carey fans up. Maybe not just that the call was a strike in general, but just how late of a call it was.
Right. And so the 2-2 comes back over the plate, fouled. And so we'll do the 2-2 again. Johnston digs back in. Merkel waits for his sign, now comes set at the belt. Throws home, got him to swing and miss. Strikeout number 13. Now for Nick Merkel. And might become a moot point if Merkel gets pulled from this game. But
which he might be doing now.
And it will be. So 13 strikeouts, it seems, will be the cap as his teammates start to overflow out of the dugout. And with the change, we'll step aside. When we come back, we'll get the new pitcher for you and finish out this bottom of the 7th inning. So Nick Merkel's day is done. You're watching the Central Methodist University Digital Network. welcome you back to O'Fallon, Missouri, as we have a pitching change. It's going to be number 31, Bo Atkins, the junior out of Riverton, Illinois, as he will replace Nick Merkel. And, well, if you're just tuning in, you missed a heck of a performance from Nick Merkel. He goes 6 1/3 with 13 Ks. That 13 strikeout mark, just 4 shy of the NAIA single game opening round record for strikeouts, and that record still belongs to Aaron Wilkerson, who had 17 strikeouts back on May 21st, 2010 for Cumberland out of Tennessee, and that came against Campbellsville, Kentucky, but nothing to wave your hand at for Merkel.
No, as Merkel was on his game from the very first pitch. We saw it very early on of the type of day that it was going to be for that junior right-hander, and he finished it strong, 6 1/3, the 13 strikeouts, 7 hits allowed, 2 walks, 1 run allowed for him as well. And I'll turn it over to a fellow junior right-hander, Bo Atkins, a 2.18 ERA, 20 2/3 innings pitched, 26 strikeouts, 5 walks. He also has 4 saves, which I believe leads the ball club. That maybe he just goes and finishes this one off in general, and they can rest up until tomorrow.
Absolutely, and you'd imagine that pulling Merkel there is a result of the man who's going to be coming to the plate, and that's Sloan Dieter, the DH, and really the do-it-all man for William Carey, especially at the plate. Leads the team with 16 home runs. Has quite a few RBIs. I think leads that category as well, and bats well over 300.
Thing is, he has had his way with Dieter throughout this game. Struck him out the first 2 times they saw each other, and then hit him back in the 5th. Excuse me. So I don't know if it really was the guy coming to the plate, because you got a 3-run lead, so it's not like he's going to tie it with one swing. But after that, that's when you get into the middle of this order that he had the most problems with.
And the pitches, too, definitely.
That probably might have more to do with it than anything. Probably 120.
Yeah, 120, give or take. And finishes with an exclamation point of the strikeout of Jay Johnson. So, again, Nick Merkel, a fantastic day out onto the mound. And turns it over to the bullpen with a 3-run lead here in the 7th inning. First pitch from Atkins into Dieter, misses low and away for ball. Atkins is something we haven't seen from Central Methodist pitchers, working from the windup, as that's going to be fouled away.
Didn't think with how this game was going that you see the Eagles bullpen before the Crusaders.
Right. Especially with all the action we saw in that Crusader bullpen. Count even at 1-1 as Dieter has a couple of strikeouts on his day and hit by a pitch last time up. And looks at the 1-1, miss low. So Dieter ahead in the count 2-1. Atkins delivers. Line drive into left field for a base hit, a 1-out single to Sloan Dieter, his first hit of the game, second time being on base.
The ball jumped off his bat on that one. Not much that infield could do there on the left side.
No, it came up on the third baseman, Victor, real quick, and not much he could do to get that. And it's a 1-out single. R.J. Stinson, the left fielder, 2 for 3 on the day with a couple of singles and an RBI back in the 5th. The lone RBI for this Crusaders team. Middle infielders a double play depth. First pitch down the middle, called strike 1 to R.J. Stinson. Magruder O'Bannon stands on deck as Stinson waits the 0-1. There it is. Nice block there by McKay. Holds Dieter over at first, and the count evens at 1-1.
Real good block, went down to his knees. Make sure he kept that one in front. Almost caught it in general, it looked like, 'cause it didn't bounce away. Senior backstop.
Atkins gets set, takes a peek over at first, now comes home. This one driven out to right center, and over to make the play is Garcia for out number 2. Ball looked a lot more dangerous off the bat from here, and then looking at Garcia just casually trotting on over to make the play had me fooled. But with 2 gone now in the 7th, the catcher, Magruder O'Bannon.
I've been thinking about the speed of Garcia when hasn't played on the bases. Yeah. So again, speed comes into play. Defensively is just gliding to that ball.
And Garcia just looks like he has fun when he's out there. We see him dancing around on the base pass. You know, he just looks like he wants to play baseball, and he enjoys doing it, and he's pretty good at it as well. As he showed there, showing the range, and the first pitch into O'Bannon, a called strike. We work in the bottom of the 7th, our score 4-1. I'm Tyler Rosen, alongside me James O'Sullivan, and our producer here for game number 1, Joey Messenbrink. As the 0-1 missed low and away. And so O'Bannon will work with a 1-1 count and a runner at first and 2 gone. Atkins comes set, comes home. Held up, did O'Bannon as that pitch ran well low and in. And so now behind in the count is the pitcher Atkins, 2-1. Bannon with a couple of walks in his first 2 plate appearances. Flew out to left back in the 5th. Atkins kicks, throws home, just missed on the outside corner.
You know, Bannon's got a good eye at the plate, and why wouldn't he? With being a catcher, he knows this umpire strikes him better than anyone else.
Yeah. And plays into the part there, laying off a close pitch. And now sitting 3-1. As Atkins delivers, gets him to chop that foul down the first base line. Then the count goes full to 3-2.
I think it's been 3-2 on O'Bannon every single time he's been up.
You're right, and there's been no pitch after that 3-2. This been issued a couple of walks and flew out, and see what he does here. Big pitch coming up. Atkins comes set. Comes home, runner goes. Chopped over the right side, gets past an outstretched diving to Sean Cole, goes into right field, so a 2-out single puts runners at the corners as Dieter goes first to third with 2 outs, and he was in motion.
Yeah, with 2 outs in the full count, he was off on the pitch, and Cole was deep in the grass at second in the shift and almost able to pull that one down on another diving attempt.
Yeah, another good effort. And Jordan Blackman, the courtesy runner, again for O'Bannon. And now Jake Lissette. He's got 2 singles in on that last line out, or last time up in the 5th, lined out to left. Breaking pitch drops in there, called strike 1.
And even with 2 outs, McKay going through some signs for his infielders on if Blackman decides to take off. But if they want to throw through, I would think they're not going to.
I tend to agree with you there. Runner fake, looked like a pitch out. And it missed 1-1. As Blackman faked his start down to second, stayed put, and now dances around as it's being held on there by Herring. Atkins delivers. High chopper. Nice play there by Herring over at first to sky up and stab it out of the air. Steps on the bag, 3 unassisted to retire Lissette and Strand 2. We move to the 8th. James will have it for you. Our score still 4-1 here on the Central Methodist University Digital Network.
Well, it took them a while to come out of the dugout, and there's still 2 guys warming up in the William Carey bullpen. But once again, Simpson takes the ball to the rubber to warm up for what is his 8th inning of work, giving up 4 runs to this point.
He's got 111 pitches coming into this 8th inning, James. So
9 hits allowed as well.
And for Simpson, 47 balls to 64 strikes. So it's been a pretty productive day. Really just had the one bad inning going back to that 3rd inning, 3-run 3rd.
On 4 hits.
On 4 hits. And
other than that, it's been 1 hit an inning.
Right. And
besides nothing in the 7th. That was the first time they went 1, 2, 3.
Right. And base runners on in just about every inning, but again, as we mentioned early in the game, when that has happened, he seems to have settled down besides that 1 inning. And he'll look to keep this thing at a 3-run lead and give his team a couple opportunities to dig into this 3-run lead and move to 2-0 on the regional.
That is popped up in the air, right field. Lee thought he had it. Now he backs up and comes in to haul it in. There's been a lot of fly balls out to right in this game.
Yeah, there have. And more times than not, Martinez and Lee have been there to make the play. Saw one go off that high wall out there. And really, James, wind hasn't been much of a factor today. It's been blowing, but not too steady or too strong.
I was looking last night like, oh, great, 72 degrees when it's 10 o'clock in the morning. It's going to be pretty warm, but it's a real nice early afternoon here.
Just beautiful day for baseball. Sun's been going in and out of the clouds all morning now into the afternoon.
As McKay fouls that one out of play. And McKay looking for his first hit. Popped out to short, grounded to short, and then flew out to right. 0 for 3. 0 and 2 on him here. That one bounces in. Ball got away from the Crusader bullpen.
Almost saw Williams run out into the field of play, trying to pick up that loose ball.
You always have guys there to protect the guys warming up from a batted ball, but you never think about a pass ball down in the bullpen to protect it that way.
You got to be on your toes out there looking both ways.
As he had him 0-2, and then he's missed everything outside and missed badly as well.
Yeah, last three way outside.
On the ground. Backhanded play unable to be made by Johnson. Gave it a good effort, but it will be a one-out single by McKay. As Isaiah Davis will come in and be the courtesy runner for McKay.
Yeah, Johnston just lays out a little too far past him. Can't come up with the play, and now it looks like we'll finally get a reliever, and looks like the signal was for the lefty Herrera.
As it will be Herrera coming in, and we'll take a break and tell you about it when we come back here on the Central Methodist Digital Network.
At last, an approach to teaching and learning that connects the traditional classroom to the real world at Central Methodist University. Now you can learn the way you live and the way you'll work with the new Digital U, available only on the campus of CMU. Be more.
Welcome you back to the top of the 8th inning. One gone here. We get a pitching change as Simpson is done for the day. His replacement going to be Dario Herrera, a 6.14 ERA, 4-3 record. He has pitched in 14 games this season. He's got 1 save, 36 2/3 pitched, 39 strikeouts compared to 15 walks. Opponents batting .270 off of him. Dario Herrera, the relief pitcher.
7 1/3 for Simpson. 5 strikeouts, 2 walks, 10 hits, 4 runs. And now it is a battle of the bullpen.
This is a big spot, too, for Herrera. Coming in, working with a runner on, and just trying to get to the bottom half of the inning, keeping the Eagles at bay and holding the deficit at just 3.
As the first man he will face will be Devin Garcia. The lefty Herrera throws a first pitch strike. On the ground to short. Flip to second for 1. The relay not in time as of speed by Garcia easily beats it out down the line.
Yeah, 6'4" on the fielder's choice, and it looked like, I don't know if maybe the ball, Johnston didn't have a great grip of the ball and just kind of lollipopped it over there as to not throw it away. But it looked a little awkward, and then looked like maybe he was grabbing at his hand after. Either way, ends up with the runner on first, but get the lead runner.
Zush will go the short way to get the out there. So 2 fielders' choices, same way of 6-4. A hit in that inning. It is still 4-1 as we head to the bottom of the 8th. 8th inning. The Crusaders of William Carey coming to the plate, down by 3.
And they'll go 7, 8, and 9 to start this 8th inning. And, you don't have to be looking for 3 or 4 runs this inning. You get a couple, scratch 1, 2 across, shut down in the top of the 9th, then come back in the bottom of the 9th. You never know what can happen. You just can't get caught trying to do too much in one inning, and certainly in one at-bat from the next.
We've got some changes going on here for the Eagles, as the shortstop Macias has moved to the mound. It looks like Grant Victor has moved to short. And that means Nate Bray is in the game at third. So 2/3 of an inning for Atkins, gave up a couple hits. And Zeusch will lead things off here. And it's 0-2. Macias 5 saves, 10 1/3 innings, 13 strikeouts and a walk. Also had a 1-0 record. And he picks up a strikeout here as Zeusch goes down.
Macias wasting no time getting in a groove. 3 pitches, 3 strikes, sit him down. A good start for Macias and the Eagles here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
First pitch to Roche, fouled off. Breaking ball, that one just missed low.
Yeah, that was awfully close. Couldn't have missed by too much. And a tough pitch to lay off.
That one way outside.
Roche 1 for 2. Then strikeout in the second. Was batted for in the 4th and then had a single in the 6th.
That just missed as McKay tried to frame it.
Yeah, McKay did all he could.
That's fouled straight back, 3-2. It's a line drive, center field. Garcia easily takes a few steps in, catches it chest high for the second out here in the 8th.
Good comeback pitches there from Macias. Didn't get a couple calls to go his way. Ran the count 3-1 and got Roche to foul one straight back. And deuces the line drive right to Garcia.
Bottom of the order, Patrick Lee. First pitch swinging. Breaking ball outside corner, called strike 2.
Nice pitch. Freezes Lee, and as he watches it go by.
Breaking ball, chopper up the middle, the new shortstop makes the play look easy. Victor makes the play to retire the side. A 1-2-3 inning in the 8th. We will head to the 9th. 4-1. Central Methodist with the lead on the Central Methodist Digital Network.
Herrera back out onto the mound here for the 9th inning. He'll deal with Grant Victor, Logan Herring, and then Sergio Macias. Those three due up. And it was a 1-2-3 bottom of the 8th as Macias came in relief, got a strikeout of Zeusch, then got Rashay to line out to center field, and Patrick Lee to bounce out over to Victor, who moved to shortstop, 6-3. Herrera in his first inning of work gave up nothing, got a couple of fielder's choice, and got out of the inning and stranded the 1. Now he works here in the 9th. First pitch way outside, goes to the backstop for ball 1. Victory's got a couple of hits on the day, a strikeout and a flyout to left field.
An RBI as well, as he drove in the 4th run for the Eagles on an RBI double in the 6th.
Now works ahead in the count 2-1. As that fastball catches the outside corner. Herrera tried outside again and missed. 3-1. The 3-1 in there, called strike 2. Count goes full. First time that Victor's gone to a full count in today's game. 3-2. Fouled back and out of play. We work in the top of the 9th. William Carey trails. 3-2. Fouled back again. This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. We look ahead towards the 9th. It'll be 1-2-3 for William Carey when they get an opportunity. The only question, how many runs will they be down, as this one's lifted into shallow center. Coming on and making the catch is Freeman for out number 1.
Almost like a late start for Freeman in center to come in on that one, but used his good speed to run that one down.
Yeah, it looks like almost maybe he didn't see it or just thought maybe it was going to be a little blooper. Turns on the Jets, able to make the play, and retires the leadoff man, Grant Victor. And so Logan Herring, the first baseman, has made a couple nice plays at his first base position and looks at strike 1 go by. 1 for 4 on the day. Single back in the 3rd. Later came around to score. Hot shot, and he'll add another single as that goes into right field. Just past the diving Lissette. And so a 1-out single in Sergio Macias, excuse me.
Gannon Ruckman coming in to run for Herring.
Gannon listed as a left-handed pitcher. The freshman out of Freeport, Illinois, takes over at first. And Macias has reached on 3 hits. He's 3 for 4. A couple of doubles, a single, and the last time up in the 7th, flew out to right. And launches first pitch run inside, missing for ball 1. Man on deck is Bray.
Yes, it is.
Nate Bray, as he came in a defensive substitution for the bottom of the 8th inning. And the 1-0 missed.
Obviously, with the shortstop going to the mound, they're batting a straight 9, no DH, so Bray into that DH spot. The spot that was held by.
And this one, see ya, goodbye, and not even moving was the right fielder Patrick Lee, as Macias gets every bit of that baseball, hits it over that right field wall, and that extends the lead to 6-1 here in the 9th inning in a big 2-run bomb from Macias.
Well, Macias made contact, laid the bat down, and started to walk down the line. He knew exactly where that ball was headed, and it was definitely over the wall.
Probably hasn't even landed yet. As Patrick Lee just turned, watched it go by, and pretty good indication of what might happen when you see that. And first pitch runs low and away to Bray, his first plate appearance of the day. The 1-0 just missed. Catcher O'Bannon didn't like it as he delays the throwback to Herrera on the mound.
Bray Jr. out of Salem, Missouri. Don't think he's got any true numbers. No average or RBIs or anything for him yet this year.
This one lifted into right field. Play should be made by the right fielder Lee, and he does. So, Frey is retired. Or Bray, excuse me. And so, 2 gone here in the top half of the 9th inning, and Logan McDonald, the left fielder, has a single back in the 2nd, sac fly, and an RBI in the 3rd. Bounced out to short in the 5th and flew out to left in the 7th inning. 6-1 our lead after the 2-run home run, as that one's put into right field for a 2-out single by McDonald. And so the inning continues. 2-run bomb by Macias. Macias, who had just come into the game as the pitcher in that 8th inning and went 1-2-3. So he potentially helps himself out with a couple of insurance runs. And now Martinez grounds it right back to Herrera. Nice pick there. And he throws on over to first. 1-3 to retire Martinez. One more opportunity for the Crusaders. As we move to the bottom of the 9th, you're watching the Central Methodist University Digital Network. Be the top of the order here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Blake Freeman, Jay Johnston, Sloan Dieter. If anybody can reach and extend the inning, it'll be R.J. Stinson, the left fielder. And the big 2-run bomb by the pitcher Macias in the top half of the 9th gives this bottom half of the ninth a whole new outlook, as it's a 5-run cushion that Macias will work with on the mound.
You know, it's almost just out there, get your work in and get done with the day and go play tomorrow.
William Carey also, James, has left 11 on base, and that is not a recipe for winning ball games. But a lot of that credit should go to Nick Merkel, the starter for Central Methodist. 6 of those left on, coming in 2 innings with the bases being loaded and everybody being stranded there. And now Blake Freeman, the center fielder. He's got a single and 3 strikeouts, getting his 5th plate appearance. Macias kicks, throws, called strike 1 on the outside edge. I want to remind you that our second game here will be coming up approximately 35 minutes after the conclusion of this game, and that will be Benedictine Mesa taking on McPherson. Benedictine out of Arizona and McPherson out of Kansas. And swung on and missed on the 0-1. Nice pitch there from Macias. And Freeman in the hole, 0-2. And, of course, the loser of this game will play the winner of our second game in our 5 o'clock nightcap. That one back up the middle. And Cole can't come up with it. And that'll be a single to start things off here in the bottom of the ninth. So a good start for the Crusaders. Though it doesn't look pretty, it's effective, and the leadoff man on.
And that's all you have to do is, normally you want to just, when you're down like this, just chip away. You don't have time to chip away. You got to get it all right here. But the leadoff single, the best way to start it.
And so Jay Johnston, he sits on an 0-for-4 day, 3 strikeouts and a flyout to right.
It's the 10th hit that William Carey has gotten. So 10 hits, but 11 left on base. As you said when we came back on to start this bottom half of the inning.
It's just tough, and they got to be thinking the same thing. We've had our opportunities, we've just left too many on, and just when you see that final mark and you see a double-digit number like that as the 1-0 fastball missed up and in, then it starts to sink in, man, we were right there. Just couldn't get those timely hits, and now a meeting at the mound. Maybe settle down Macias a bit as he's missed with 2 straight after giving up the single. As it was Deshaun Cole had to range over. It would have been a tough play anyway had he fielded it cleanly.
I'm not sure if you get the speed of Freeman even on it being fielded cleanly.
And so a good play by Cole just to not even rush a throw or try and make a heroic play. Up 5, you will succeed that run every time. And Macias fires home. Fastball missed up and in again. So, a ball after a meeting at the mound.
We'll just get him back in the zone. Do what you can. We saw with Merkel when he was struggling with the fastball command, went to the breaking stuff.
Macias goes back. Fastball that missed up. Didn't miss by much. So, after a leadoff single, a walk, and the first 2 are aboard for William Carey as they trail 6-1.
Now, how big is that 2-run shot by Macias now?
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's the tying run at the plate for the big hitter, in Dieter.
Right, yeah. This situation, while still scary and getting a little dicey, it's not as bad now that you're up 5. But if you're Macias, you don't want to let the inning get away from you here. There's nobody up in the pen. I don't think anybody out there, so it'll be up to Macias, at least for the moment.
The last thing that the Eagles want to do is get another guy up and in this game.
First pitch to Dieter. Held back. Nice block there by McKay. Keeps it in front, holds everybody where they are, and now 5 straight balls issued to Crusader batters from Macias. Macias comes set. Throws home. This one lifted into right center. Back at the track. Goodbye. A 3-run bomb. And James, you're absolutely right. Now how big does that 2-run home run look in the top of the ninth? Dieter with his second home run of the tournament and his second in as many games cuts the lead to 2. And the first 3 have reached and now come around to score here in the bottom of the ninth, and we got a whole new game. 6-4 is our score.
And now they might not have a choice but to send guys out, as they do have some guys running out to that bullpen now. Because now, as I say, you're just a bloop and a blast away now.
Right. And especially a part of the lineup now that has really done some damage no matter who's come into the game. So Dieter with his team-leading 17th home run of the year. Give him a few more RBIs to add to that lead. And the first pitch is a strike into R.J. Stinson, the left fielder. 0-1, missed low and away. And the count evens at 1-1. So things have gotten interesting here in the ninth inning. As Macias tries to hold on. Now for the save. Throws that one in the turf. Another good block by McKay. And the count at 2-1. As Macias cruised through that eighth inning, went 1-2-3, including a strikeout. And the 1-2 in there, or the 2-1, excuse me, for a called strike, evening the count up at 2. Macias delivers. Got him, swung on and missed. Strike 3 in a very important and seemingly elusive first out for Macias.
And you like how you battle back. And trouble there at the start of the inning, but he's settled in now. Get that strikeout.
Big strikeout, big first out. Stops the bleeding for the moment. And now Magruder O'Bannon. Couple of walks, a single. He flew out to left, first pitch swinging, fouls that one out of play. As James mentioned, we had some Eagles run down to that bullpen out in right center. And we do have someone throwing. Macias gets the ground ball. And going to be bobbled there by the shortstop. Victor will be an error. E6 on the play allows the runner, or excuse me, the batter Magruder O'Bannon to reach. And now the tying run will come to the plate, and it's Jake Lissette.
And it was almost like Victor sat back to wait to make it into almost a more spectacular play of fielding it and throwing it on the run instead of getting that ball field and make the throw. Like it seemed like he probably would have had the time to do. Just sat back and got a bad bounce.
Jordan Blackman will come on to courtesy run, but James, you're absolutely right. I noticed that too. It looked like he didn't really make up his mind. Do I come in? Do I wait? Or what? He ended up letting the ball eat him up there.
And I think William Carey arguing about a balk here. But they're saying that Macias stepped off, but also could be that maybe the ball wasn't actually put back in play by the umpire yet either.
Right.
If they still had time called, it really wouldn't make much of a difference.
And that third base coach, I believe, head coach Bobby Halford, having some words with that third base umpire, and the first pitch into Lissette is a called strike. Lissette represents the tying run, the man on deck, the winning run. If Lissette can reach, that is. And the 0-1 missed outside. Good take there by Lissette.
And if you're Victor, you're hoping for a ground ball right to you here that you can start a double play and make that error not matter.
All right, redeem yourself. See if Macias can give him that ground ball. Instead, gets Lissette to chase up and away. And he's ahead in the count 1-2. Just the one out. As Lissette, he stands well over that plate.
He's as crowding the plate as you can possibly be.
Sets up outside. Called strike 3 on the outer edge. A big second out and another strikeout here in the 9th. And now Jordan Zush, he represents the tying run. With 2 gone, infield will play it straight up. And it'll be between Zush and Macias here in the bottom of the 9th. Trying to get the final out, take a break the rest of the day, and come back tomorrow and look to advance. First pitch missed low and away. And 1-0. Zush reached on a single, couple of strikeouts, and then lined out to Cole on what was a spectacular sliding over-the-shoulder catch. And the 1-0 in there for a called strike. Macias comes set. Gets his sign, throws home. Grounded back up the middle into center field for a base hit. A 2-out single extends the inning. Runners at first and second. And the winning run coming to the plate. And Ty Richey.
Well, there's not much more you can ask if you're a fan of the Crusaders. You have a chance here with the winning run with the stick in his hand.
Right, and if this result holds currently, it's 6-4, and then we're getting way ahead of things here. But if William Carey comes back tonight and then were to win, it sets up for such an intriguing matchup tomorrow. But got plenty of work to do until then. As Richey shows bunt, left it there, but the pitch was right down the middle anyway.
Well, that's completely a fake bunt just to kind of get maybe the defense thinking, but if you're the defense, you know a bunt's not happening. There's no way he's bunting for a hit with 2 outs in the 9th inning.
And you'll take that called strike any day. In on the fist, gets the ground ball over to Herring at first. He steps on the bag unassisted to retire Richey. So things get exciting here in the bottom of the 9th, but it is a 6-4 final and a win for Central Methodist. They move on to the championship game tomorrow. They are done for the day. And James, just great performances on the mound by both teams, and things got really exciting down the stretch.
It definitely got exciting down the stretch, and you can't ask any more out of the pitchers, especially the starters. Simpson, 7 1/3, giving up 4 runs, the starter for William Carey. But the story of this one, Nick Merkel, 6 1/3, 13 strikeouts, just 4 shy of an opening round or record. He gets the win in this one as he gave up the 7 hits, just 1 run allowed in that 6 1/3 with those high strikeout totals. The only reason he really was removed from this game was because of the high pitch count, because of the strikeouts.
Yeah, went about 120 pitches, we'd assume. And so the next game will be right here on the Central Methodist Digital Network. That'll be coming up in about 35 minutes, I'm assuming, when teams clear the field and the dugouts. So 6-4 our final in Game 1. Central Methodist victorious over William Carey. For our producer, Joey Messenbrink, and my partner, James O'Sullivan, I'm Tyler Rosen saying so long from O'Fallon, Missouri.